I'm Peter Glassford for Smart Athlete Coaching and Canadian Cycling Magazine, and we're here today at Hardwood Hills on their cyclocross course to work on cornering. Cornering is very important for cyclocross. It's probably the most underdeveloped area. We're all thinking about the barriers and getting on and off our bike, but so much of our time is spent cornering on different terrain and in different situations. When I think about setting up for a corner for cyclocross, I think about point A, B, and C. Point A is going to be where I can enter the corner. I usually have stopped pedaling and am almost done my braking. So that's the farthest point, usually pushing the tape back to enter the corner wide. Point B is the apex, so the middle of the corner, and that's usually a big tree or a stake that you don't want to hit your shoulder or handlebar off of, so we're getting outside away from that. And then point C is the exit of the corner where we can start pedaling again usually, and that's going to usually be a stake or a tree or a fence on the far side of the corner. And that's going to be the point we're going to look towards and even beyond to help us guide our corner. So sometimes walking through the corner actually makes it make more sense. So I'll do that sometimes when I'm pre-riding. So here we can see there's a wear line coming around this corner. It's very bumpy, so there's only really that one line at the moment. And then I'm going to set up to do another right-hander. So we're going to be on the line. I'm going to actually turn away from the corner so that I can get leaned and wide, and then also set up so that I can cut sharper, not tape to tape, but come inside on this next corner, so that when I come in close to the apex, leaning, then I'm able to set up. Now I'm wide for this next corner, so I can swing outside and then come in wide. This one we have to sort of pedal. And then we're coming and we can run the tape out like we've done on all the other corners, our standard corners, and then we're away as we pass point C. Another variation in cornering for cyclocross is that you'll have ruts and different lines form, especially if there's sand or mud. So what it might mean is that on one lap you have to go outside more than you usually would, or inside more than you usually would, or you'd have to even corner on sand. Another variation on corners is the sand corner or the off-camber corner, which usually involves sand or slippery mud. And a lot of that comes just with skill, but there's certainly the elements of tire pressure and tire choice. So making sure your tire pressure is adequately low, which just vary with the tire, but generally, somewhere in that 25 to 35 PSI range is a place to be, and lower if you're finding yourself sliding out. The other concept with sand is that you want to try and slide a bit further back on the saddle, try and let that bar move a little bit, but also stay on your pedals, so stay pedaling as much as you can to try and keep moving forward, which is difficult sometimes in a corner. But that's sort of your objective as you sort of come around the corner or across the sand. From there, you may also have to throw a foot out at times and even paddle at the sand, and that's perfectly okay too if you have to sort of dab here and there to sort of keep yourself upright or moving forward versus falling over catastrophically in the sand.